We need a fence, I believe. I was not a part of what Camp Carter, they didn't tell me what they wanted. I just perceive that it is temporary shelters are going to continue to be a bucket we drop water in. You know, $6,000 I would much rather have as part of the $20,000 if I'm reaching the $100,000 to build a building.
Well, so that's kind of what I'm saying. If you had the $6,000 to put in the bucket for a new shelter, how close would we be to getting a new shelter?
We have $20,000 altogether.
For a new shelter?
No, we have $20,000 now, between the 501(c) and the dollar donations.
Yeah, we got 17,000 in one and 4,000 something in the other.
I believe that if we as an entity put something in stone and said, this is our vision, this is the location, I think we could raise that money in short order very quickly. I don't think that it would be, I think the citizens of this community and the surrounding communities would come forth. Animals are something that people will give money to. Jim King, our animal control officer, has sat out on the boulevard with a bucket collecting money, and he's willing to do a lot, I'm willing to do a lot. We just need it's hard to get someone to donate to a smoky vision.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
An animal shelter.
And that's what I was saying. You get the old thermometer showing, you know, like you see people doing, how close you're getting to the goal.
I see their requirement for a fence at that location. I would like to see the money go towards something that we will have equity in. We're going to give that fence back to them. We're giving them, and they have been good to us, but the city has been good to them.
Yeah.
The city helps them in many different locations. You know, we go down there with our people. If they have sewage issues, it's a quid pro quo relationship. We also pay rent to them. And so
we pay for utilities, we don't pay rent.
We pay a monthly
$300
a monthly fee to them for the building.
We fix potholes down there for them.
Well, that was street.
We captured.
Not here.
We went out to get a place, we had none. This is all we could work out was with these people.
Right.
All we're trying to do here is hang on to this till we can get this other thing.
And so that's kind of my question is
I think there's a power of confronting the location on Harvard for not wanting blowback. I think that...
Well, really, we need to get that over.
As far as I know, Joe's the only one opposed to it.
Right, and I think we just need to get past that. We do need to make sure that the neighbors are okay with it and explain to them why they should be.
That's my point.
And move on, but my point is if everybody was on board, like you shoot through $100,000 number out there, that's somewhere nearby what it would really cost.
I got an estimate from Mueller for a 30 by 40 by 10 with the slab. I know it's not the same, but it was $23,550 on 8/26 of 2019. And that's a decent sized building with, it says 4-inch slab with 3/8 rebar, there's up to 3 loads of cushioning sand. Our people are skilled as far as plumbing and things like that, and that's just one. Plumbing depths, we did some research on this repeatedly, and I think it's doable for this city. I just think...
So is the number around 100,000?
2019? 2019, it might be.
I mean, seriously, our panel is probably 3 times what it was then. Will it come back down? I think so. But it'll never be back down to there. But that's all I'm talking about is a real, if it's a goal that we can't reach in 5 years, we need to put a fence up and move forward.
I think we need a fence. I think the topic of today is, I think that there does need to be a fence around there. It makes sense. I would hate, there have been times when we have fought lions. It took 3 of us with a catch pole to get them in that shelter. There are some vicious creatures running the streets. And when you try to capture them, they do not want to be captured. And I would hate to think that one of them would get loose and run out there with those kids. We'd have to shoot it, you know, and so there does need to be a fence. I recognize.
Now, so, do you think there's a cheaper way to do that?
I have no idea about the fencing. I don't know.
I think we need to get
So can we maybe vote on this number and then see,
If we can get it.
use that as a budget and then see if there's some alternatives? I don't mind talking to the lady and seeing if, can we put wood on the front and chain link on the side so that, I mean, I get the look part.
I don't have it, to me, as far as I'm concerned, I feel there is a symbiotic relationship with Camp Carter, and I would like to make them happy. I would like for them to feel like they are, you know, if we can better this building, the city staff cleaned it completely out, they did the floors, they took what was basically a junk storage building and made it into something that when we leave it, it's going to be something they can utilize.
And that's the bad thing, is this director, well, she only saw the finished product, right? But she didn't see what it was.
We got why they wanted us to go to the other building, so we go fix it too.
Because I told you, the first time I saw it, I was shocked that they're letting us use this building for an animal. I mean,
You'd have seen it when we first
I
went in there.
understand.
How many truckloads of junk did you take out of there?
But it is a neat structure for where it's located there and all that. There seems like there should be a lot of things they could be doing in it. But I think I also understand that it had animals in it before, right? Rabbits or something?
At some juncture, they had stored some creatures in there because there were old cages. Like
They have another big, huge building there that I'm just giving them an estimate on a roof on it, and they're calling it the animal shelter, and it's, looks like our community center. I don't see it live, but.
Center, sir.
I mean, it's a sizable building out there, and that's what they're calling it anyway. I
Right.
didn't see inside to see if it's all vacant or what it is, but anyway.
My whole point though is to go back and find what is a reasonable, permanent structure. If, you know, if council doesn't like that spot, well, let's look at another spot, let's find a spot. To me, it makes sense because we're not taking land in the city off the tax roll because it's a city-owned building. We're letting us have that, use it, rent it, whatever you wanna call it. You got the utilities there, that's gonna be a cost savings. It's back over there where the barns, where there's already animals there. You put up a metal building, we're not talking about a big elaborate thing, we're talking about something that keeps, I mean, we don't have an elaborate building that they're in, but it certainly can be built to our needs, and I think it would be, like the chief says, once you have that, vision, that you tell people, this is where we're gonna do it, this is what we're gonna do, I think
They
people
will come
will
forward,
contribute
believe
to
me.
it.
So my thing is, the event center has all that property. Why are we not utilizing that?
I don't know. First of all, if you live next door, would you want a dog shelter?
Well, I mean,
I'm fine with it being over there.
Well, Joey, the master plan before all of this, when we got the property from Camp Carter, or whatever you call it, it was to have a main entrance off of Meandering and the community center to the left and the animal shelter to the right. And now, there's utilities and everything, so they wanna move it. It's all property they're letting us use.
Well, that was $60,000 to get utilities to there before you ever started.
But that was part of the then master plan, we would get rid of it.
yeah.
If they move.
That could,
We need to get rid of that.
utilizing that land could still be in the future, but to me, it makes sense for the animal shelter at least, to be down where animals actually are, off the way, out of the...
Well, I think we need to look into that. That's not on the actual agenda. It's pretty close, but I certainly think that we need to look at that soon to move forward with trying to get a fundraising effort. I will help you with that.
I will too, because I know if we can get that money quick, we can.
I would ask that it be put back on the council for discussion for a permanent solution.
I did call Todd today about meeting with the council, so.
Okay, so we still, need to look at a fence to that end, so if anybody have a motion or an idea
We
on
do
that.
need to get some more bids.
Thank you very
We
much.
only have one.
I hate to lose a good relationship over one little fence,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
regardless if it won't be ours. I mean, we're even if we decided tomorrow to do this, it would be a year or something out.
That's kind of what I'm trying to get at, is it
Although, I'm believing it would be longer than that.
It's government, son, it happens overnight.
If you want, just approve the amount and we'll go try to find some.
Yeah, that'd be for. Yeah.
So somebody needs to make that a motion to give them a budget.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1336, 2022,
amending the general fund budget, expanding, what the hell,